Good evening, Ruskin enjoyers. Happy to Rex. It's time for the 48-hour analysis. Basically, in this video, I'm going to look at all the skins of the current Rust Store, make comparisons to previous Rust Store skins to get a good idea in regards to, well, how much each of these skins could likely sell by next Thursday, and then knowing that, we'll then question, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments, or are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So sit back, relax, and I'll start yapping. Right. I am recording this a fair bit late. I'm taking part in the Global Warfare 3 event. Sorry about that. But thank you to everyone who's been watching me. Thank you to all the people here currently watching me right now as well. Thank you for watching me for the Twitch drops. I hope you're managing to get all of them. And of course, thank you to everyone who's donated and contributed to, you know, the fundraiser. Lovely. Right then. So, first 24 hours of sales. What's the immediate thing I need to warn you about? Well, number one, accidentally was an hour late. I don't think that would be too much of a problem to get the general gist in knowing that there's a problem overall with a lot of these skins. They are selling a little bit too much. Certain skins here are collection continuations, and well, let's just mention it. Sinotype Medicine Box. That right there. First 25 hours of sales, over 19,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's sold quite a fair bit more compared to the previous ones, hasn't it? Yep, by a significant amount, about 4,000 or 5,000. Yeah, we should be concerned. Yep, it's been a long time since I've seen a skin do about this amount of sales, and I know for a fact this is likely to be selling quite a lot. How much though? We'll talk about that in a bit. Island Assault clothing. I did warn everybody. The second I saw it, I did warn everyone. For this to be a nice investment, it has to match up with the sales that we've seen with the previous skins. The tier 3, the boots and gloves, you get the idea. First 25 hours of sales and they've already reached 13,000 subscribers. The tier 3, well, that only did what, like 19,500 subscribers? Are you aware of the problem? Because, yeah, it should be pretty obvious. They're selling way too much. With them selling at 99 cents each, okay, fair enough. Not surprised that's happened. But, oh, we really better hope to see some tier 2, otherwise that is going to have problems. Now, yes, it is an in-demand collection. I will respect that. But, oh, that's not going to have a fun time. So, we'll talk more about that in a bit. Popstar Garage Door also selling quite a lot. That's looking like it's going to be doing quite a hefty amount of sales. Okay, fair enough. We did talk about how the anime girl might potentially be getting a lot of fans. Cool. Neon Pie's fridge looks like it's actually matching up with previous week's fridge. Not too far ahead of it, but maybe it might still do a little bit more. We'll talk about that in a bit as well. So, you know, high quality metal Icepick, quite close with just a little bit less, just a few hundred less sales in terms of subscribers. Pirate Boots. Really do like that's definitely going to be the lowest selling clothing armor piece out of its whole set. Pirate collection over the past couple of years, it has been appreciated. A nice, cheap, affordable blackout option, alternative option. But that's not going to be selling the average that we've seen with the pirate clothing armor skins. Tier 3, hoodie pants. Tier 2, on average that did like 40 to 50,000 subscribers each. Roadside gloves, they did only 30,000. But that right there, that's nowhere near those types of sales. Could that actually work out to be a very nice, interesting investment? The dark horse investment for this week? We'll see. Cool. And then the Stump, not surprised to see it's not really selling that much. Small boxes this year just haven't been appreciated that much. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be turned into a collection either, so we'll see how it goes. Now, of course, we also have the After Death AK-47, but I'm sure many of you are fully well aware by now that was a copyright issue skin. It only did 1,717 subscribers. However, now it says 1,716. Looks like one individual decided to refund their skin. I'm pretty sure he's going to be doubting that. At the very least, that AK will very likely be selling for more than $3. But how high will it go? We'll save that for last. So, let's now hop out of here and showcase to you the first 48 hours of sales. Now, of course, let me just point this out. Yeah, it's a bit late. Oh, you can't see the time. Well, let me just say it's just past 5 o'clock in the morning. Yep. I'm currently sitting here 10 hours into a stream. I'm committed. Right, so let's just go over to here and let me point out this is actually the first 48 hours of sales. You can pause the screen. Just to clarify, the Stump box right here, it has 4,457 subscribers. I know you can't see it, so sorry about that. So, yes, that's what the sales look like. And here's what it looks like about, what, almost 12 hours later as we go over to here. It's not selling a ridiculous extra amount, but it's still keeping the momentum, the prices, I mean, the sales are still increasing and whatnot. You get the idea. All right, cool. So let's now go ahead, look at all these skins, and consider how much each of them likely to sell by next Thursday. Sinotype Meds large box. This right here is currently sitting at 26,000 plus subscribers. My current expectation is, yes, this is going to easily surpass the previous two skin sales. So Firearms came out first. Right now, it's currently sitting here at $11.50, and that did 31,000 subscribers. Over here, we just recently had the Sinotype ammo, the second box. This is not doing as good. Not surprising to see this, but also, wow. I mean, honestly thought it was going to at least do a little bit better than $3. It's not like it's swamped. There is a lot of listings, but it's not like it's swamped. So I'm kind of surprised to see this type of behavior. But maybe as more and more of these are accepted, things will improve. So that did 36,000 subscribers. Over to here, 19,000 plus subscribers in the first 25 hours of sales. 24, I guess, but you get the idea. Anyway, so this, I don't really have anything I can compare to. Now I can bring up from the previous week the ammo large box that had almost 16,000 subscribers, and when we had the the Firearms large box that had almost 14,000 subscribers. Then again, that was like 26,000. But anyway. Main point is that Sinotype Meds, whilst I can't really compare to the previous two skins, I will sit here and say the expectation is it's going to go over 40,000 subscribers. And from here and now, this is what I'll expect for the other large boxes. Now, maybe we get one type of design that's just not as interesting, like I think clothes would also sell quite a lot. I think armor would also sell quite a lot. I reckon maybe components, a scrapbox, drop box, But if we see something like, I don't know, like diving kit box, I don't think people would buy that much. But the more the merrier. And as we go through this summer, I think these skins will be retaining their value, but they'll probably be like the Sinotype Meds box. Yeah, it's in the positive, but it's only up by like 50 cents. What's that going to look like when we approach them around October time? Now, just to clarify, I actually meant Sinotype Ammo large box. Sorry about that. Sinotype Ammo large box is currently just barely over $3. But if we keep seeing more and more and more, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some buyouts. I wouldn't be surprised if people start cleaning out some stock. I do expect these skins to dip in price around October. I don't expect it to be a dramatic crash in price. But I will point out, with how things are currently lining up, I am expecting things to work out very nicely as we approach January time. So let me just quickly explain the outlook for the rest of this year. So hopping back over, let's take a look at the player count. The expectation is that we're going to have the naval update. Yep, the next big update with all the boats and whatnot. That's expected, at some point around October or November time. Coincidentally, last year we had the world update. That came out in October. September, October, November tends to be the months where we see a drop in player count. Kids go back to school. Not too surprising. But basically, normally you'd see a lot of skins go down in price real bad. Less people playing, less demand for skins, lower skin prices. Not too hard to comprehend, I'm sure. But if we get these really big updates coming around then, well, just look at last year's world update. Almost 90,000 people average for the month. And that rolled over into November even stronger. We had a very good December, and we had an absolutely amazing January time. We beat the all-time peak player count. With everything you see here, I am rolling with the expectation that this is going to happen again. This October, fingers crossed we see the naval update. If not, alright, November, we'll see. But definitely a strong push towards the end of the year, and then we start January 2026 with a wonderful, wonderful start with many people playing and lots of prices going up to new all-time highs. It's around that period of time where I really do think Sinotype Collection will be achieving very, very nice high prices. Maybe it only goes up to about $5. You know what? Still profit. Still profit. And of course, we expect the usual routine, so many skins will go back down in price again once we go through February, March, and April. Okay. So if you're worried about Sinotype, I wouldn't be too much, but chances are, as we approach all the skins with baths and whatnot, you might want to consider just sticking with a buy order. Yes, if you bought these, you can sell them for a profit right now, but the smarter choice probably would be to hold on to them for a little bit, little bit longer. The only concern for Sinotype is if we see another storage collection being accepted very quickly. If that happens, okay, yeah, that might lead to that just not really going up in price that much more. If anything, start going back down. Ooh, that might be concerning. Yes, yes, yes. All right then, so if you bought some, just to sit here and say, I'm also in the same boat, but we've got to wait it out, right? So if you're unsure, and if you're thinking, you know what, I'd rather sell these now, try and pick them back up again for a cheaper price, maybe around October time, that's fine. Go for it. It's a perfectly fine consideration. So, I think we've got everything said about that. Let's now talk about Island Assault clothing. So, over to here, I made a big fuss talking about how this had already reached over 13,000 subscribers after at least 24 hours. That is a massive concern. Now, I'll also sit here and say with the first 48 hours of sales, these did, well, 17.5 and 17,000 subscribers. 12 hours later, we look at it and we can see that this has done an extra 2,000 and 2,500-ish, 1,500-ish subscribers. Okay, that is still keeping a decent pace. The problem is now when you compare the hoodie and pants to the previous skins, we've matched up to these almost. In fact, we have. We're basically there. 19,000 subscribers here. This only did just under 20,000 subscribers, and this did 19,677,000 subscribers. We're already there, and these skins are in the Rust store for another 4 days. Not good. Big concern. Worry. And to also point out, 2 days in, these have surpassed the boots and the gloves. Well, the boots have over 20,000, but gloves for sure, yeah. I am worried. By default, I am expecting the clothing to suffer. But if we see the tier 2 being accepted very quickly after this, okay, maybe things might turn out quite alright. I did mention in the past how Black Diamond collection, that did end up becoming quite an interesting collection, with the hoodie and pants selling quite a lot more compared to the other clothing armor pieces. Still worked out alright because the collection was still in demand. Okay, fair enough. So what are we comparing to then? What can we look back at and make considerations with? Well, I looked around, I thought to myself, well, maybe I could just look at the large box, the firearms large box from 2 weeks ago, and look at the Icepick and kind of go like in between. Okay, fair enough. So if we could just go ahead, 2 weeks back, what do we see with the large box? What do we see with the Icepick? Well, the answer is, I think SMM's probably going to break. Ooh, don't break on me. Work. Alright, good. The Icepick did 26,000 subscribers, and the firearms, Sinotype firearms, that did 31,000 subscribers. I'm going to kind of like go inwards 1,000 each side. So I'm going to sit here and say, with the Island Assault clothing, it's going to go between 27 to 30,000 subscribers. That is my estimate. Now, of course, when you compare to the previous Island Assault skins, yeah, that is a big worry. This potentially could have up to 10,000 plus extra subscribers compared to all of these. And a perfect example of why this is a problem is the Abyss Clothing Armor Collection. Tier 3 came out first. Tier 3 ended up having 10,000 plus subscribers compared to the Tier 2 and the hoodie and pants. Do you notice how this is down in price real bad? Down 47 and down 39. Do you also notice how the clothing and the Tier 2 is doing very, very nicely at the moment? Because that sold a lot less compared to this. So the hoodie and pants end up, being swamped with tons and tons of stock. Yes, you should be worried. Oversaturation is a problem. Far too much stock compared to genuine demand. You're going to end up with that excess stock. That's going to get thrown onto the Steam market. That's going to get thrown onto the third-party sites. That's going to cause the price to suffer because there'll be far too many people competing to try and make a sale. A quick buck. So, okay, yeah, you get the idea. So, it's not abnormal as well. That's a concern. Yep. We'll have to talk about that Wednesday and we'll see how we'll approach it, alright? But I think we're just going to probably stick with doing a Wilder. Popstar Garage Door. So, funnily enough, this has actually got very, very similar numbers in terms of sales. It has actually surpassed the pants. Okay, interesting. But with the first 24 hours of sales, what did it look like? Well, it wasn't that far off. It was good, 800 subscribers? Okay, fair enough, but it has caught up. It's ramping up with interest. So, okay. I was considering just making the Popstar Garage Door, like, literally the same numbers. But I think this will actually probably start to slow down. I'm not 100% convinced that the Garage Door is going to keep up its momentum. Now, I did consider looking around and comparing, but honestly, I'm just going to compare it like so these hoodie and pants here. And I think the Garage Door is going to probably end up with between 25 to 28,000 subscribers. aka it could still very likely end up with a very similar number of subscribers compared to these clothing pieces here. But we'll see what happens next. Now, this garage door, we will question, is it actually going to retain its value? By default, look at all the garage doors this year and seeing how they behaved. I have doubts, strong doubts and worries. But the words I say, if I could clarify them a bit better. With its price, I think it might slip down, but I don't think it will go down dramatically bad. Like, again, if we just look at all the garage doors that came out this year, you will see and you will notice that the vast majority of them are down pretty bad. But you should also take note of how many of them stand out and look super unique. Got quite a lot of green and aged looking designs and whatnot. That's a pop star. That's an anime girl. So, yes, these two skins are currently in the positive. All these other skins, they're down bad. So many of them down by at least half their price. So Popstar, you are abnormal, and I am looking at you with some interest. I'm considering what potentially happens next, aka keep an eye out on the Skin Creators Workshop, because you very likely might be seeing another deplorable being made, and in the past they have made another deplorable. It wasn't accepted though. That of course being the large box here. We'll see a reskin of that, or just a resubmission, don't know. But yeah, if that's to do between 25 to 28,000 subscribers, I would by default sit there and say I'm not feeling very confident. But with it being an anime girl, part of the Popstar collection, which I shall remind you is doing pretty good, an AK-47 skin that's actually in the positive. Colour me surprised, but that is surprising. So alright, that's nice to see. Thompson's doing good. LR300 skins in general just aren't exactly in demand. Yes. And a SAR, yeah, the SAR's down in price. But most SARs are down really, really, really bad. That's performing better, but it still went down in price. And that's what I'm kind of expecting with this garage door. I won't be surprised if it probably slips down at its worst, maybe around $2, maybe $2.50. That'll probably end up being, around October time. But if we do keep seeing more of these anime girl skins being produced and accepted, more specifically the deplorables, I wouldn't be surprised if that does work out. Around January time, yeah, maybe it rebounds and goes up in price ever so nice. Okay. We'll see how that goes. We'll leave it at that. So, yeah, feel free to comment below your thoughts. Are you worried about these top 4 skins? Because, as we now look at the remaining skins, it definitely does start to calm down. Now, next I want to talk about the high-quality metal Icepick and the Neon Pies fridge. So, hopping back over to here, I can confirm they had somewhat similar numbers. Just over 8,000 subscribers and just under 7,700 subscribers. I want to use both of these at the same time, look at a nice potential thing to compare to, and coincidentally, the best thing to compare to, very likely, is that fridge right there. Yeah. Now, I also considered going a bit further back to see if we could get something that was a lot more closer, a lot more like reasonable. So, if that did almost 8,000, that did just under 7,700. Is there anything I can compare to? Well, initially I thought no. Initially I thought there were problems. But I guess you could also maybe look at the Temple Garage Door and the training backpack. I mean, yeah, go on then. So what's that? July 3rd? Well, let's go ahead, take a look at those skins. So July 3rd, away we go. Training backpack, Temple Garage Door. Well, that did just over 16,000 subscribers. That did literally 16,000 subscribers. So I'll be honest with you. Looking at the fridge from the previous week and looking at those skins, I'm going to sit here and say 15,000. The other two skins, 16,000. I think we'll go with 14,000 to 16,000 subscribers for these two. Now, for the high quality metal Icepick, I worry for that because we got a lot of Icepicks all of a sudden. This was accepted, sold a lot, but then this appeared. That lost its interest. That's all nice, gold and shiny, and I think people are actually appreciating that one. I don't think people are going to appreciate the high quality metal Icepick design. I won't be surprised if this ends up like that, and I won't be surprised if this potentially just keeps on retaining its price. Let's hope that happens, if you invest into it, of course. That just keeps on holding up nicer and nicer, and yeah, that for the foreseeable future might be working out quite okay. But I do ask, are we going to keep seeing Icepick skins being produced from here now, or are we going to see any potential problems? Like, again, July 2025, the big push for an item that hasn't been getting that many skins this year, or, in recent years, the big push was for Icepick skins. It's now almost August, isn't it? Yep. So what's the next item? I don't know. But I'll happily tell you when I find out, alright? So, yes, that Icepick in particular, I don't think it'll be doing alright. Yeah, it's abnormal, true, but But that fridge right there, just to remind all of you, by default, I really wasn't convinced the neon fridges were going to be alright. Or more specifically, the ones that appeared after the meat fridge. I can't confirm this veggies fridge is doing A-okay. It's holding up its value ever so nicely. But I will remind you, last year, the lockers, they initially did look pretty good, but then we went through October time, and then they just went down. Very bad. This right here, though, will it be different? You did sell quite a fair bit less compared to those lockers. I think the farmers out there do appreciate a nice selection of fridges. Let's see if it holds up. But from here now, I am expecting even more fridge skins to be accepted. Alright? Still, still got to go through Halloween, still got to go through Christmas, and the rest of this year. There is another fridge to be expected, though, for this particular collection. So if that bounced up in price or another skin being accepted, can we expect the same thing with the pies fridge? Knowing that we have a berries fridge still in the workshop. There is no guarantee we're definitely going to see this being accepted, but the trend is we are expecting it from here on now. It looks nice. People have been sitting there and saying, hey, I want to see it happen. Cool. But face punch decides, not you. Sorry to say. I wouldn't be surprised if it does bounce up a fair bit. That's an abnormal skin. We can leave that to Wednesday and approach it then. Alright, so are you feeling confident we'll see another fridge? Are you feeling confident they'll bounce up as well? Feel free to comment below. Pirate boots. So you are expected to sell quite a fair bit less compared to all the other skins in your collection, more specifically the clothing armor. So just to repeat, tier 3, 50,000 plus and 43,000 plus. 44,000 subscribers for the hoodie and pants here. And tier 2, well, that did 47,000, 47,000 and 53,000. Lots of subscribers, but you know what? In demand, and it's doubled in price. Not a huge, massive profit because it sold for 99 cents, but still, it's doing very good. If you're like me and bought 100 of these, well, that's profit. Lots of profit. So they have all done a lot of subscribers, and you got these here, just over 30,000 subscribers. Cool, 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 cool. But you are not getting close to that. And I did discuss this in the predictions video and my rust rotation video. That is looking to be the lowest selling clothing armor piece in this collection. Is it instantly going to work out perfectly fine? That's definitely a question. Oh yes, it's also not abnormal. Oh, that's a problem. So hopping back over to here. I want to compare. Is there anything that we can look at that's also got 6,000 subscribers? You know what? I was looking around. I was making considerations. But to be honest with you, I didn't really see anything that like matched up perfectly with it. And I can't help but assume a lot of people are going to wait till the last second and buy a bunch. Because a lot of people are going to keep hearing me mention that. I get the feeling that that's just going to instantly go up in price because it's the lowest selling skin in all of its clothing armor set, which right now is in demand. I think the pirate boots are going to end up between 13 to 15,000 subscribers. That is my estimate. Now, is it going to happen? We'll see. Maybe it bounces up. Maybe it goes up a fair bit higher with the subscriber count. That also wouldn't surprise me. That very likely, that might be the dark horse investment for this week. The sneaky skin that nobody really noticed too much, but then, well, suddenly everybody wanted it, and oh, look, there you go. Now it's up in price by so much because it only sold so much. All right then. Well, 13 to 15,000 subscribers seems to be a pretty interesting amount. Half the amount compared to those gloves, though. What are your thoughts? Do you reckon that's going to go up ever so nice? At 99 cents each? Is it a potentially very interesting investment? It's for your consideration. Then we've got the Stump Box. So Stump Box, you only did 3,400 subscribers. You know what? If I quickly go back over to here, I did look back in the past. I made some considerations, and I did look at the hoodie and pants from over here. Yep, Deep Ruby hoodie and pants. That also did a very similar number. So if I could go over to here, that did what? 3,200, 3,300 subscribers. Well, in comparison with this, the expectation is that Stump Small Box very likely will only do between 7,000 to 8,000 subscribers, which really isn't that much. But considering the momentum it has, which isn't that much, and blah, blah, you get the idea. That's not looking like it's going to be doing a ridiculous amount of sales. No, it looks like it's going to end between 7,000 to 8,000 subscribers, and that'll be that. Now, I did bring up the possibility of seeing a collection continuation, but with the design, or rather, what the appearance of a stump, how are you going to be able to make that work on any other type of deployable? Large box, it's long, it's wide, it's, yeah. Maybe a chair. Chair feels like that's doable. cable also felt like that was doable as well. That's why I mentioned it in my rust rotation video, and consider giving that video a good watch for extra insight and a good view of all these skins. But yeah, I think it's just going to do 7 to 8. I still expect that to drop in price. I think I will just stick with a buy order. And yes, that is abnormal. All right. Now, some of you might be sitting and wondering, okay, Hedge, it's nice to hear all these words, but what on earth is an abnormal skin? All right, fair enough. We'll quickly explain. Consider going to my YouTube and look at my most recent abnormal barders video. It has the yellow frame around it. Consider watching the first 5 minutes of the video, then go to the chapters, skip ahead to the barders chapter, and in short, you will very quickly realise that abnormal skins, they become marketable before the rust even rotates. And we know exactly when they become marketable. So we'll look at all the skins on Wednesday night, figure out what potentially might be a nice price to offer all the skins, potentially getting them for a cheaper price and flipping them. That's the idea. And well, when it's time, we race to put the barders down. We'll look at support afterwards. By support I mean how many barders it has, how high does the price go. We'll question, you know, are we confident to actually buy the skin straight from the rust store? In this particular video, that ammo large box, it had a ton of support going all the way and above its rust store price. That's how good it was. I looked at it, thought about it, and I bought 50 straight from the rust store, and I don't regret that. Yes, I know the pricing isn't exactly super insane at the moment, but this was to be expected. Where is it? The ammo box. It is right there. And looking at you once more, yep, there you are, sitting there at just over $3. But I can be patient. I know to wait it out. I truly believe once we get through the likes of January time, that will go up potentially higher, along with many other skins in its collection. But at some point, it's going to be a little bit too ridiculous. Not everything is always going to be perfect. Yeah, that's going to eventually lead to some Sinotype large boxes going down in price, and it wouldn't be too surprising, would it? So, okay, cool. Right then, so that's all of that said and done, but we do have one extra final skin. This skin is an anomaly though. This is the After Death AK-47. Now, I've had many people asking what's going to happen to this, what price should we offer, blah, blah, blah. At the very least, you should offer $3, because that's the price it's sold for in a rust store. 1,700 individual people have bought this skin. However, we don't know if someone bought one for themselves, or 10, or 20. A $3 AK though, made out of gold. Maybe it did get quite a lot of people potentially buying extras as a potential thing to sell as extra. I mean, yeah, I have doubts. I question it a lot. I'm worried that a lot of people are instantly assume it's going to be like amazing, and then you probably see a lot of people instantly trying to sell this because, again, yeah, it didn't sell that much, but it still has quite a decent amount of people that bought it. 1,717 subscribers is like it's not ridiculously low. There are AK-47s that sold less. Yeah, 2015, 2016, 2017, quite some time back. You know, they really didn't sell that much. There are rarer skins, and I did bring this up. If you were to look back at the likes of Easter 2025, the second week, you would know that a lot of these skins here really didn't sell that much. The lowest selling was 2,900 subscribers. That's only like 1,000 more compared to the AK. Should that not be like $10? Well, in all fairness, it's actually in the positive, which is quite a surprise. But anyway. I'll be back over to here. Oh, I broke it. Let me just refresh that. So, yes. It's abnormal. We'll race after that on Wednesday night. I honestly don't think it should be worth more than $10, personally speaking. But I didn't think the Neon Dragon Garage Door was going to be worth that much. And lo and behold, look at it now, $500 in the Steam market. But I'm also under the impression there's some sort of manipulation going on there. People buy out all the stock, list it only at a certain price. Other people see it, follow suit. Now it appears to be that it's actually worth that price. And people to this day are actually paying for it. So, okay. We'll see. It's not even the only golden AK in the game. We have other options. We had DLC skins. Yeah, medieval, jungle. Just saying. So, okay, fair enough. But, yeah. It is rare, but not the rarest. If this did like a regular, like, let's say if it did like 5,000 subscribers, it would just instantly go down in price. Like many $3 AKs. So to say. But when you're also fully well aware that we're also going to see some Twitch drops in August, between August 7th to the 17th, I have seen the Twitch drops. Not every single one of them, but I have seen practically nearly all of them. we're expecting 5 different AK-47 Twitch drops. Is that going to keep its interest? Is that going to still have people having eyes on it? Or will it just like fade into obscurity and suffer, struggle, and then, you know, go down in price pretty bad? We will see. We will see. All right. But yeah, we're getting Twitch drops. So let's hop back over to here. And let's go ahead and... Sorry about my phone. I don't know why... Right, what am I looking for? I need to go to my main Hedge Twitter. And you should consider looking for this. It's in the description. I'm always posting some silly things. But yes, you would have seen that I retweeted the Earn post. Where is it? Come on, there we are. 14 brand new skins for 14 content creators. I'm aware of 13 of the skins. I'm still waiting one more. And it very likely will be an AK. But yeah, we are going to see a lot of AK-47 skins. And they're going to be given away for absolutely free. So if you're thinking, oh, I kind of wanted to get a new AK, maybe you just wait it out and get these for free. So I can confirm to you, I probably will get all the links to all the skins, and I'll be able to do a nice showcase video, potentially as early as Monday or Tuesday. I'm trying to get into contact for the last skin, but maybe it's not finished yet. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Right then, so, alright, it is what it is. That was a good, what, 30 minutes, 31? It's fine. Got all the words out. And in the description for the chapters, you'll see all the numbers that I suggested for the skins and whatnot. So if you forget, just quickly hop back in, see it for yourself. Lovely stuff. So yeah, I'd also like to say thank you to everyone who donated during the Global Warfare 3 event. The final day is tomorrow, Sunday. If you haven't got your Twitch drops yet, don't worry, you've still got plenty of time. You've still got like 3 or 4 days left. Go to twitch.facepunch.com. You'll see for yourself, yeah, just over 4 days. Technically like almost 5 days. And I will be streaming again on Sunday, so if you want to go ahead, look in the description, you'll see the links to all my socials, you see the link to my Twitch. Feel free to hop in, say hello. I might not instantly like respond to you because I will be focused. Tomorrow, they release the nukes. I don't think I'll be able to get hold of one. But we have done a funny build. We made like a jousting arena. People turned up. They had to resolve their differences, and well, one must fall, and one will prevail. So yep, that's been fun, that's been silly. And just to remind you, August Force Wipe is next week. Well, actually no, we had the 31st Rust Door, don't we? Yes, we do. Oh yeah, I almost fooled myself there, didn't I? Yep. Right then, well, okay. We have the August Force Wipe somewhat just around the corner, but I'm not expecting that much. The Pilot Hazmat DLC, changes to the menu, maybe some hot fixes, some tweaks, some small changes. But yeah, the next big proper update is the naval update, and that's not happening probably until October and November. So player count, will you be improving? Well, in all fairness, it has been as of recent. It is better, but only slightly better. I was hoping we'd see numbers like this for the summer. Looks like we have to wait until January time again to see anything like that. Okay, fair enough. Right, so yep, that is everything. Is there anything on the front page that doesn't look like it belongs? I can confirm to you the Heatseeker skins are still holding up very, very nicely. The MP5 is slowly losing its overall quantity, which is good. But the price is stagnant. It hasn't changed that much. So, okay. Fair enough. A lot of skins do appear to be reaching close to their new all-time high prices and whatnot. Consider looking in your... Oh, well, there you go. There's 2 of the Twitch drops there. Didn't mean to do that. But hey, another extra little sneak peek. But yeah, keep an eye on all the skins in your inventory. And yeah, consider making some sales as some of the skins have reached to a new all-time high price. Because, of course, we are expecting all of these to drop off as we approach October time. The expectation is we're going to start to see skins actually start to go down in price during September, but they will reach their low point in October. So, cool. If we get that big fat update, the naval update, oh, a lot of people turning up. Maybe we'll see a lot of skins getting bought out and prices instantly start to improve. AKA, kind of like last year, the prices really weren't that bad. It didn't last for too long, which is great. And then as we kept Steam rolling ahead with all the momentum. January Force Wipe was immense, lots of people there, and many skins went up to very, very nice prices, which lasted for quite a while, and I made a lot of profit. That's what matters. Cool. Right then, that is it. That is everything that I felt need to say. I could probably show you a little sneak peek at the skins from the previous week just to see how they're currently holding up. Boots are doing very good. Rock's doing very nice. Lockers, Fridge is doing okay. Like all of these are doing alright. Hoodie pants, That locker's doing very good for itself though as well. That's nice to see. But give it time, give it extra time. Everyone who bought these skins currently right now do not have the ability to sell them. So if you wait another week or so, look at them again, you might start to see some of them start to slip. Go down a fair bit. So, okay, fair enough. The skins from 2 weeks ago, let's take a look at you. And, well, no, there you go. There's that Icepick down in price. Hammer's doing good. Sheep the door, that's not too surprising. Halved in price. AK, not surprising. $2 skin, halved in price. These black diamond boots, they could have been doing better. It's not down super bad, though. And that deep ruby rock, ooh, slightly down in price. Oh, dear. And then, July Force White. Island Assault Boots doing very good considering we saw the hoodie and pants. Stinger crossbow still holding its value quite nicely. Good to see. The rocket launcher I should say, no mercy rocket launcher, doing slightly bad, but not exactly doing terrible. Work Crate Small Box is doing very, very nice. That got shown off in a Wildrum video, but also people found out you can kind of hide this in rocks. With its transparency, it doesn't stick out. Very interesting thing to hide, yes. Training backpack, that's doing very nice. That was kind of expected. Garage Door, unfortunately, is matching up with the expectation of going down in price to almost half its price. Bolt action rifle's doing pretty okay. Sap's not doing too bad, and the LR300 is basically half its price. Oh dear. And that's the transparent aim sight one. Oh dear. Alright then, so yeah, let's hope things improve as we go through August. Eventually, it's going to start to slip and go back down again. That's it, that's a wrap. Best of luck with you and your investments. Keep an eye on the workshop, keep an eye out for all new interesting things that might be appearing. New interesting things indeed. Yes. So, catch you later. See you, goodbye.